Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with the Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity, episode number 12 and 13 reaction. Two episodes reaction. I missed the previous week, so I will be reacting to the final two episodes of this season. And yes, so obviously I react to episode 12, then I react to episode 13, and then I'll talk about both the episodes. That's how I'm going to do it. And the previous episode that I reacted to, which was episode 11, it was a really good episode. We had what's her name, Kaoru as birthday, and we had Rintaro making a cake himself, learning it from his dad, and surprising Kaoru with it. And she was very happy. She shared it with her family, and Rintaro promised that he's going to make another one in the future, which will be even better than this. So now he has asked his dad to like keep training him, and like he wants to make and bake more stuff. So that's a good thing. Anyways, that's what happened. So let's see what happens today. Let us begin. I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here. Sync it to whichever is your preference. Let's begin. Okay, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, what's happening here? Oh yeah, the summer. Didn't I say we're going to definitely have either a beach or a fireworks episode? Oh, they're here as well. Okay. Oh my god. So we're having both a beach and fire. Okay. Well, technically, I don't think we're having a fireworks in that sense. Like like the firework festival, which is like people wearing yukata and like and going to like a little carnival, and then I don't think we're having that, but we're still having fireworks. Okay. No sandwich. Yeah. Well, we'll have to wait. Well, it's still a bit, what do you call it? A little bit uncomfortable. Yeah, well, right. Yeah, well, his dad said that when you're free. Mhm. Yeah. What is that, donuts? Oh. Oh, wow. Well, she likes everything. It's, Oh. Uh, right. What's that noise? Oh, is that a mute? Wait. Damn. Well, yep. Well, she saw that. Like, why would he saw her? Like, what? What's happening? No, why is she clutching her stomach? Oh, I guess it's just like, Oh, what? Oh, she's talking about like okay. Oh wait. Oh yeah. Well. Oh yeah. I forgot about that completely. I literally forgot about that. Well, we saw that in. Wait, did they ever mention this before? Or, like, I saw, like, it was pretty obvious. But is this the first time that she's actually saying that? Oh, hmm. Yeah, that's a weird way to do that. Like, you can understand what he's trying to say, but you know. Yeah. Um, damn. Fireworks? Yeah. I think he bought the donuts because he saw that. Okay. Yeah. Not much left. Wait, what? Well, those. Yeah. Damn. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they'll buy more. Mm. Well, as she said, she wanted to change. Yeah, well, we saw that when we first met her. Mm. Hmm. Oh, it's done. I know what he's gonna say. Oh, damn. Well, true. Oh my god. I was literally saying that in the previous episode. Oh. Hmm. Oh, hey, what the? Oh, damn. Um, okay. Wait, did that just happen? Oh, damn. That, okay, I wasn't expecting that. Right. That was a bit too fast, I feel like. You know, 11th episode, no, 12th episode. Bruh. Yeah. Oh, God. Oh, bewilderment at the beast side. Oh my God. Damn. Well, you guys got interrupted, so you know. Well, you know what? Whatever happens, happens for the good. Oh, or maybe it's Rintaro. You know, he was saying that I need to make this right. Oh, what? Alright. Okay, let's move on to episode 13. I'll talk about everything at the end of my reaction to episode 13. So, yeah, let's get started. Episode 13. I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here. Sync it whichever is the preference. Let's begin. Yeah, here's the countdown. Three, two, one, go. Well, festival, I. What did I say? Literally, I. Both episodes back to back, beach and the festival. Oh my god. Oh, her hair is different. Hmm. Okay. Oh. Okay, so he called her back then, and did he like invite her to this festival? Is that what she did? Oh, here we go. Hmm. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So she probably said that. Let's go to the festival. Okay. So yeah, here we are. Well, yeah, you can talk about that later. First let's get inside the premises at least. Hmm. Okay, one thing. Is this festival happening somewhere at a distance? Because I feel like they would have otherwise been, you know, in danger of getting like caught by other people. Like, the whole school situation. Yeah, it's probably somewhere at a distance that this festival is happening. Otherwise, if it was near their locality, yeah, that would have been a problem. Damn. Okay. Oh, Ramune. Hmm. Okay, so oh, 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 damn. Okay, well, hmm. Well, we know her answer already. She already, you know, told Hoshina, if you remember. Which episode was it? Like, I don't remember, but she already told her that. Yeah, okay. I was thinking maybe she already knew him from before. Because, like, oh, okay. Hmm. Oh, wait. So that's surprising, I would say, because it's a pretty significant thing if someone's like crying in your shop and you go and talk to that person. The fact that you don't remember, because it's a pretty unusual thing, right? You should remember. What did he tell her? Okay, I have no idea why he doesn't remember this. Bro. Yeah, that's a big problem. Intro? Oh, that makes sense. Like, I always noticed this. She's always like wearing makeup wherever she was there in that shop. Yeah, because if you're just going there to eat, why would you put on makeup? You're gonna eat. Like. So the fact that she's. And that's why she became a regular here. And she loved eating. So it's like win win for her. That's crazy. And yep. Yeah, I guess she thought like William, he's so tall. She's like, yeah, what am I even going to ask her? Like, like suddenly asking about her son would be a bit weird. So she's like, nothing. Ah. Mm. Once or twice. Mm. Hospital. Hospital. So wait. Oh, maybe like her parents or something. Oh, she was probably like, oh yeah, I don't even meet him at all, so it doesn't matter. Let's just go in and eat, and then bam, that happens. She's like, oh yeah, he's not here. Okay, let's just eat. Oh yeah, she ran away. I remember. She's like, ah, bye bye. And he thought that, oh, I that was insensitive of me. Yeah, and I remember Rintaro thought that she came here because, like, and then she was like, he apologized and everything. I remember. Yeah, here we go. Wait, what? Oh, okay. That incident. Okay. Oh, this is where she sees on the other side that Rintaro's there. Yep. Yeah, we're getting it to see everything from her perspective. That's very interesting because this is the final episode of this season, and the first episode of the season was obviously we saw everything from Rintaro's perspective. It's kind of interesting to see from both perspectives on the first episode and on the last episode. There you go. Hmm. Nice. Okay, that was a good way to end the season. Oh, are we going to see what's happening after that? Is this like after they started dating? Okay, well, it's interesting. I never thought they'd confess this quickly. Like, I was genuinely not expecting that. Like, this is barely like the first season. Like I know there are shows where characters confess very quickly, but it's either like, usually it's either like the first episode someone confesses, or it's like way later. So, that was a bit of a surprise. And another thing, I wait a minute, how I think this manga's pretty big, right? It's still continuing, right? So I feel like that probably also was another reason why I never expected the confession to happen this quickly. Because usually, like mangas which are pretty long, they don't have confession this quick. Which is, oh, these are their friends. Which is why, like now what? Like that's the question. Because usually shows try to kind of drag the confession because there's more possibility of bringing in drama or like other stuff and character development and everything before confession, because like it's like a step by step thing. So, on top of the fact that the manga is still ongoing and it's pretty big, yeah, I was not expecting a confession. Okay, wait a minute, how which chapter is the manga currently at? I'm pretty sure, as far as I can remember, it's at least in its 200th chapter. Or am I just like making a mistake or something? 165 as of, oh, okay, no, it's not 200. I think I mixed it up with some other manga probably. 165. Still, it's quite a bit. Um, so I am not sure exactly how many chapters this and like season 1 covered, but I'm assuming maybe like 30 chapters, or if the chapters are long, usually that's how much, because it depends on the length of each chapter. If like some chapters are like, some mangakas do each chapter make them quite big. For example, I remember like there were a few mangas that I read which had like 70 or something pages in one chapter, which is pretty damn long. And then we have other mangas as well which has like 20-25 chapter pages in one chapter. So depending on that, the animation, like adaptation covers each chapter. So if the chapters are long, it will cover less amount of chapters in the anime. So I'm not sure how long each chapter is here, but in an average I would say maybe maximum 50 chapters this season covered. So we still have quite a bit, and that is why I was surprised, because like I said, any type of manga which is like this big, like it's like the chapters are in like 3 digits. It's like rom-com shows like this. They take time. They take time for the confession. So I was not expecting this at all, like honestly. And now I'm thinking, what else, like are they even going to show from here onwards? Like like, yeah, it's all well and good that like they started dating, but I'm guessing they'll probably now focus more on troubles that will come after they started dating, because definitely, like, there would be some kind of like something that they will highlight in the future, like episodes, which will be worthy of like making proper content about. like, if everything goes well, it's, that doesn't that's not how it goes. Like, you need some kind of something, some kind of content, like if it's like all happily ever after, then that's where the manga ends usually, you know so there must be something that they're going to kind of focus on from here onwards, or maybe, like some kind of future complications that will come in or something, maybe, but like looking at the nature of this show, I would say this focuses more on like the interpersonal relationships and like, individual problems. They focus on more on that, rather than focusing on some like unknown element coming into their life and, like, making the situation complicated for them. Like, like this is what I understood from these first season, that there's like individual characters here who have their own situations, their own things that they deal with, own, like, you could say, trauma, own troubles, and, like, focusing on that, they develop the character here. That is this how this show rolls, and then there's the other type of like, like development in other mangas which you'll see, which, like, introduces like some kind of a problem, like, be it like, like some problem, be it like a person or something, or some kind of situation which the characters go against and solve, or like, like they have to like overcome it for their character development to happen, and that's how the characters develop. That's a different type of, like, style. This style is different. This is not, they're not introducing anything like new or something. They're already like focusing on things that they already have. Like, for example, Rintaro's trouble of, like him having less self-confidence, him not being able to trust other people, like meeting Waguri, how he is able to overcome that and become a better person, and, like someone who improves his own life by, like coming into contact with another person. That is like Rintaro's situation. Kaoruko's situation, you could say that Kaoruko was more like, as we got to know today, she already liked Rintaro from the beginning, and she wanted to just kind of like, meet him. That's why she just like, kind of went into this shop and just like, tried to kind of make some kind of contact with him, but it never happened. That was Kaoruko. Subaru is another character who we get to see, another person who's like, who's I would say whose character is like a huge parallel to Rintaro's character. Like, Subaru and Rintaro are quite similar to each other, where Subaru had her own type of troubles, and, like Waguri like helped her from that. So Subaru's like so much, very much like, what can I say, like, like very much friendly, loyal, like to like to Waguri, and that is why, like, she started at in a bad way with like Rintaro and the others, because she was thinking about like Kaoruko's like well-being. But then when she realized that, oh, Kaoruko herself wants to, like keep interacting with Rintaro and all that, she, she tried to ask Rintaro and tell him that, oh, like, this is the situation. The school is actually the one who's going to, be a big problem towards Kaoruko, because, Kaoruko is a scholarship student. And yeah, but then even after that, when that didn't really work out, like Rintaro and Kaoruko came up with their own answer to that question. Subaru decided to support them. So, like, and not only that, like her like development as well, where her being afraid of boys, now she wants to interact with Kaoruko and her friends, and she wants to change herself. So these things, like, like that change. We still don't know that much about Rintaro's friends, so maybe we'll focus on that in the future. Like, we still don't know anything about like these guys. Like, we got a brief like conversation about Saku. Like, like I remember like Saku kind of mentioned before how he was also someone who you could say who was um like who, I wouldn't call it saved, but I remember him kind of talking about how Rintaro was the one who talked to him like very friendly and normally, which made him, which made Saku appreciate him, and he wanted to become his friends. And that's why, Saku was kind of disappointed because Rintaro never shared anything with them. But like we got a brief like thing over there, so maybe like they're going to focus more on that, more on his friends, because to be honest, we don't know anything about these guys, like literally nothing. We just know that they're Rintaro's friends. That's it, nothing more. So maybe we're going to do that because it seems like these characters are also pretty important to the story. You know, so maybe that's what's going to happen in the future episodes, because like now that Kaoru and Rintaro has started going out with each other, I don't think this is that type of a show which is just going to introduce like new characters or new situations just to like introduce some conflict into the story so that you can like do some more character development for Rintaro and Kaoru. I don't think this is that type of a show. Like looking at these 13 episodes, I didn't get that vibe. So if they're not going to do that, they need to do something for the story to keep going, right? So there is a possibility it'll probably be his friends who we focus more on now. Maybe, I don't know. Like maybe we're going to see more of them, and obviously we're going to see more of Rintaro and Kaoru as well, and them dating and them going out with each other. All of those things is going to happen. But in the background, maybe we're going to focus more on his friends now. Especially, I feel like like maybe Saku and what's her name, Subaru, because there is like I got the feeling that these two will probably be paired up from today's episode. That donut situation as we saw. So there is a possibility that these two will be paired up together in the future. So maybe they focus on them a little bit, and all at the same time continuing with Rintaro and Waguri's whole thing. Who knows? But maybe something like that. But yeah, that was unexpected like ending, which like I said, I was not expecting a confession at all. I was just thinking like, oh, they're gonna have a beach episode, maybe like a fireworks episode, and bam, they like Rintaro would be like like typical stuff that, oh, like Rintaro's very happy, like Kaoruko's very happy, and like Rintaro like thinks that, oh, I'm going to confess to her, this and that, and that's where it will be, like full stop. Not in this season anymore. And that's what I thought. So yeah, that I was not expecting him just suddenly blurting that out in episode 12. Right. But anyways, that's good. But yeah, like I do want to know what from here on was what are they going to focus on? Like, So yeah, like I said, it might be their friends. Either way, that was pretty good. Now let me talk about these episodes, episode 12 and episode 13. So episode 12 was basically them going to the beach, which is something that I was like, yep, I know they are going to do like a beach episode or a pool episode. It's either of these, either a beach episode or a pool episode. It was a beach episode, but not a typical beach episodes like like other shows. It was just them, just hanging out in the beach. That's all. They didn't really go into the water or swim or anything. They just, yeah, they went in the water, but we didn't have like stuff like watermelon, like hitting the watermelon or all those things. We didn't have. It was just few friends going to the like beach and just hanging out over there, and they also like did a few like fireworks over there, which I thought would be the fireworks. There won't be anything else, but they did go to the festival in the next episode, so that's also check mark. Whenever it's a rom-com show or whatever, definitely it's either going to be a pool episode or a beach episode. There's definitely going to be a festival episode, be it fireworks festival, be it summer festival, be it whatever, like some kind of festival, be it can be a winter festival as well, any type of festival. There's definitely going to be a festival, maybe like a Christmas episode sometimes, like a New Year's episode. What else? Like so many like tropes, I guess you could say, like which like are always there, and these type of things. Anyways, so yeah, I knew these two were going to happen, so it happened. Either way, episode 12 had them just hanging out over in the beach and all that. Now, the main thing of episode 12, the main focus was basically Subaru and her, like as she said, she's not okay, like she's not comfortable around men. Now, like I said, I am forgetting if she ever mentioned this directly, but there was always, we understood that from like the very beginning, where it seemed like she's always like very like afraid of, like, men. And she's like, and not only that, from the fact that we got to know about her past, where those guys like bullied her and everything. We saw all of that. Like, I think it was pretty damn obvious that she didn't like boys, you know, and which makes sense. That is why she goes to an all girls school. Yeah. So and we also got to understand this from when we saw her interact with Rintaro and his friends. Their very first meeting, I'm talking about. We saw that over there as well. So it was pretty damn obvious. But I don't remember if she ever this directly said it, that, oh, I'm not okay with men. I don't remember if she ever did that. So that part, it's like I don't have any memory of that, or maybe I'm forgetting. But yeah, either way, it was pretty damn obvious. So and the funny thing is that I would say that I actually forgot about that. I remembered that in the very first few episodes when we met her. But then after, like the thing kind of shifted, the focus kind of shifted from her situation to the fact that, like, oh, Kaoruko and Rintaro, like their whole situation where they might be in trouble if the schools get to know, all that thing. And then I remember, like, she kind of apologized to Rintaro, apologized to Saku and everything. And I from that point onwards, I kind of forgot about that completely, that she actually is not comfortable with, again, in front of men. So I completely forgot about that. So when she said that in today's episode, I was like, oh yeah, that's true. She is uncomfortable in front of, like, boys. So I completely forgot about that. That went out of my head completely. I thought the reason why she was acting like this today is because she was thinking that, as she said, that whenever I'm there, I make things like, like this dull and everything. I thought she was thinking about that. I thought she was thinking that, oh, like, since I'm so socially awkward, me being here is just like I'm just gonna make things weird and awkward, like, so she's seeing Kaoru interacting with them and integrating with them so smoothly. So she, number one, felt isolated over there. Number two, she felt that, like, that, oh, like I'm like, what am I even doing here? I cannot talk to them properly. I just cannot, I was thinking of those type of things, and that's why I was thinking, like, oh, she's saying that, like, being here is just like, I'm just making things weirder and awkward. So like, I shouldn't even be here. I'm making things more difficult for others because they're trying to interact with her, but she's unable to interact with them properly. So she thinks she's making, like, bringing down the mood or something, so that was what I was thinking. But then when she said that, I remembered that, oh yeah, she's uncomfortable in front of like, men. And then I was like, oh yeah, that's why she's acting, she was acting like that. It's not that her social anxiety, it was just that, like, the situation she was not feeling comfortable with. But she wants to be friendlier with them, but she couldn't, at least not now. Yeah, so there you go. Like, that part kind of, I did kind of forget that she's not comfortable in front of, guys. But either way, then there was another thing that happened here, which was the whole donut section. If you remember, like, she saw the donut, and Kaoru was like, oh, you like donuts and everything. Saku heard that, and you can see that Saku probably bought it over there. And then later on, when Subaru was sitting down there, it seemed like she was hungry. Saku gave her the donuts, and so just from that, like, the fact that such an incident happened, I feel like there's a possibility that the show will probably try to pair Sakura and not Sakura, so what the hell, Subaru and Saku. um I might be wrong though, I might be wrong, but there is a possibility of that happening. And like, and also the fact that these two had like this initial clash, if you remember, at the very beginning, that makes it even more probable, and it's a bigger probability that the show will probably get these two together because of that. Because one thing you need to remember, I'm not sure if this happens in other TV shows or whatever, anime, most of anime things thrives on gap moe. If you don't know what gap moe is basically like a big shift, like, from one like situation which is like one extreme to another extreme. That is gap moe. And like, and you will notice this, a lot of developments that happens in anime happens among characters or be it situations which you cannot even think of at the beginning, but it somehow happens. So when, if you remember the first clash that happened with Saku and Subaru, at that point they were like, like, if you remember, like Saku said that type of thing to her, and she was like hurt, and she also said something to Saku. That happened. With the other guys, none of that happened. These two only clashed the most, if you remember, at the very beginning. And that is the reason why, some way or the other, these two are going to get together. Like, not only in this show, this is one thing that's very common in anime. You just keep a notice in other shows as well. You'll notice this, like, that is what a lot of, like, developments, like drastic developments like this happen, which makes it more entertaining and interesting. So these are the reasons why I feel like, like these two might get together. And today's episode, like I said, it was pretty damn obvious. Like, Saku was the one who, like, gave her the donuts and everything, and listened to that, and so yeah, either way, yeah, but for now at least that's not going to happen, because as you can see, like, as Subaru said, she's still not okay with with men. So unless and until she's able to overcome that, yeah. So either way, but as we know, as she said, I want to become friendlier with everyone. Now that was like the first part. Then we had the last part of this episode where everyone went to buy fireworks, and like and they were doing like the sparkler like fireworks thing. And this is the part where they were kind of talking about stuff, Kaoruko and Rintaro, and when they were talking about the sparkler, the Senko Hanabi, the way they kind of fall down, they were kind of talking about like, oh, it's still kind of, I like how they kind of did the whole parallel, like, where they were talking about the sparkler, but at the same time Rintaro was talking about the time, like the time that they're spending is going to be over, which is just like how the sparklers drop down after it's over. But then Karuko's like, hands him over another one and says that, oh, we can just continue it, which is also, you can translate it into like, yeah, even if this time is over, we can still have more fun. So like there's no necessary rule that you are just going to be able to like light one sparkler firework. You can, if one is over, you can start another one. So there's no need for this fun to end. Yeah, and that is when like Rintaro suddenly was like, oh, I like you, and Kaoru was like, wait, what? And it happened so abruptly. Both of them were embarrassed, and immediately at that time everyone came back, so they weren't even able to talk about the whole situation. So yeah, so that's what happened. And like I said, I wasn't expecting that confession at all, like really. I thought like it was somehow going to go in a, I don't know, like and never like was I expecting Rintaro to just say that, or like anything happening like that, but that happened. Either way, and that's where it ended. And later on, you see that Rintaro calls her back, and then we move on to episode number 13, which was the final episode of this season. And this is where Rintaro and Kaoruko goes to the festival. Now, this festival, it happened because Rintaro called her back immediately and told her that, oh, I want to properly talk, because that whole section got interrupted, and Kaoruko was like, okay, like, so let me choose the place. and she said, let's go to the festival. And that is how we are here in the festival. Kaoruko's ready with, like, she did her hair, she put on a yukata and all that, all those things. Right, and yeah. Now, the actual conversation here was pretty short, I would say, but they focus more on Kaoruko past here, like the past incident which made her attracted to Rintaro, which we still didn't really know. But I did kind of guess, because I was thinking like there is a possibility that Kaoruko actually knew Rintaro from before, you know, and she actually came here to see Rintaro, and there you go. That's exactly what what happened. Right. But anyways, they were moving about in the like the festival. They were like eating stuff and doing stuff, and then when they properly sat down, Rintaro confesses again properly, and he was like, I'm sorry for just saying this, like I put you in the spot, maybe I'm being greedy. At which Karuko was like, no, let me tell you a story. And that is where we start, and we get to know that how Karuko knew about Rintaro. So apparently, there was a day where she was feeling a bit low. She said that she was coming back from the hospital, which I'm assuming has something to do with maybe her parents. I don't know, because we don't really know much about her parents, because like we the only thing we know is that I think I remember her saying that she told her father that she wanted to come to this, like, attend this school, but this school was very obviously, it's a very like expensive school. So she was like, she gave her all, and she made sure that she does well, and she got the scholarship. That's how she was able to attend this place. So that's why, like that's all we know. But I'm guessing maybe like hospital, maybe something, I don't know. Like, otherwise, why would they suddenly say this in this section? Let me go to that part. Mm, just a minute. Where's that part? Where she said that, see? Oh, here we go. Last winter, it was a snowy day. I'd forgotten my umbrella and my scarf. I decided to hurry on home, but then I happened to pass by your family's patissier. Here we go. I was going through a lot back at that time. And even though I loved cakes, seeing them didn't make me feel like eating any. But I was drawn into the warmth. Where's that part where she says like she went to the hospital or something? Wait, was I tripping or something? I'm pretty sure I saw she said like something about a hospital. Okay, it felt warmth and comforting. It's been such a long time since I had eaten something so delicious. And started crying. Okay, maybe it was before that. Okay. Okay, I saved you. Yes. The reason I became a regular, okay, is because of what happened that day. Okay, I still clearly remember what happened that day. Wait, okay, what? Did I misread something? Like, I thought she said something about a hospital. Was I seeing things? Okay, well, even if she said something like that, I just cannot find it now. I don't know why. Okay, do you remember the day we first met? Yeah, okay. You were there at our bakery. Actually, the day you're thinking of right now is not the day I'm talking about. Okay, yeah. We talked on a day before that. Uh, the day you saved me, I saved you. Yes. Okay, I cannot find it. Either I cannot find it or I just misread that something. Okay, I feel like I misread something. I cannot find it. Hmm. Okay, but anyways, whatever it was, as she said that she was going through something, maybe like like some kind of situation or whatever. Um, but okay, the thing is, like, I am surprised at the fact that Rintaro doesn't remember that because like yeah, like I know, like Karuko kind of says that, oh, maybe you don't remember because you would have done the same to anyone who was there at that situation. It came to you so normally. That's why you probably don't remember. But the thing is, like, can you imagine you? And here's the thing: he helps in the shop, once or twice. He's not really helping all the time. So he comes here once or twice. Yeah, he definitely deals with customers and everything, but it must be very rare for a situation like this to happen where someone in your like shop sits down, is eating, and suddenly starts crying. That in itself is such a rare, it should be such a rare occurrence that it doesn't matter. Even if this comes naturally to you, you would automatically remember this. Like the fact that Rintaro forgot about this, I don't know how the hell that happened. Like, because like that scene, as we saw, Rintaro was like smiling and telling her something. So like, it, like, surely you would remember that, right? Like, and it wasn't as if it happened a long time ago. It was like 1 year ago. I don't know how the hell this guy forgot about it. Like seriously, like it's such a like it doesn't happen, like it's not something that happens every day, like someone crying in your shop suddenly and you going to them and telling, if this happens to you regularly, then yeah, then maybe you wouldn't remember Waguri out of like so many other people who you have cheered up. But I doubt this is a normal occurrence or like like an everyday occurrence to him. So you should remember that person. Yeah, so I don't know what the hell happened with Rintaro. I don't know how the hell he forgot about that. And you can see he, even after like Karuko brought that up, he still couldn't remember. You could see he was like sweating. He was like, wait, that happened? Okay. But yeah, but I would say maybe they're like they you might say that, oh yeah, maybe because back then, as we saw, he didn't really trust people that much. He always thought like like he kind of shelled his heart up, and after meeting Waguri he changed. you know Maybe you could say that that's the reason why he didn't remember about Waguri or something like that, maybe, like, but still, like, come on, like, nah man, this is too unrealistic. Like, if someone's crying in your shop and you go and tell them that, oh, everything is okay, don't worry about it, like, and like, talk to them and cheer them up, you would remember it. Like, you would remember it. It doesn't matter what you are. You might have like like the smallest memory ever possible, like, like the shortest memory ever or something. You would still remember because it's such a unusual and like thing. So yeah, I have no idea why he forgot about that, but whatever. Yeah, but then he, like, as we get to know, like, Waguri then came back here from that point onwards. She started dressing up properly because she just wanted to see Rintaro and maybe, like, kind of interact with him or something. But it never happened. Usually, like, Rintaro was like at the back helping his father and doing other stuff. And he even, she even got to know from her mother that, oh, that's actually my son. So she was like, oh, that's your son. Oh, like, and for her it was like a win-win situation, because she was not only coming here to meet Rintaro, she loves eating cakes. So she loved the cake, so she was like, yeah, I let me just eat and let me see if I can, like, interact with him. So it was like a win-win for her. Like, yeah, like, like, I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna eat some delicious cakes, and if I'm lucky enough, maybe he's gonna come to the register or something, or maybe he's gonna come outside. uh, you know. But yeah, that never happened. And every single day she went there with makeup and proper dress. But then one day she was not really planning on meeting him, and she kind of gave up because it never happened. So she just went there normally, and she just saw that he wasn't there. So she started just eating, and that's where we see Rintaro like was literally face to face with her, and she got so bewildered that she choked. And from that point onwards, we know what happened. Like, then Rintaro like comes to apologize the next day, and Kaoru says, let me treat you. All those things happen. We know all of that. From that point onwards, we know what happened. But the reason why she was so bewildered is because, number one, she didn't expect Rintaro to be there. Number two, she was not wearing, like makeup, or like she wasn't wearing like a good dress or something. And number three, I'm pretty sure she was just stuffing her mouth without even thinking about anything, and just eating like so happily. So suddenly seeing someone you've been trying to meet, and someone you're trying to be very, like, like presentable to, in that type of situation, that type of vulnerable situation where you're just stuffing your mouth with food, you're like, oh god, what the. So yeah, so she got just scared and just ran away over there. And yeah, but either way, we got to know that, we got to know the whole thing. She didn't really explain to us like what she was going through or what she was sad about. She said she was going through something. Maybe this will be explained later on in the upcoming episodes, maybe in season 2 or something. But for now, we don't really know that. We know that she was just not having a good time back then, and Intaro was the one who cheered her up. But yeah, and there you go. In the end, she says that, like, thank you for helping me out that day. Like, you saved me, and yeah, and so yeah, I accept the confession. And that's where the season ended. So yeah, it was a good ending, I would say. Like I said, I wasn't expecting Rintaro to confess, so that was good. And yeah, overall, it was a good series. It was a good season. I'm sure we'll get more seasons in the future. But yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it. And yeah, overall, I would say, like I said, this show focuses more on the, like, the development of the characters themselves, instead of introducing a situation or someone to make the characters develop. They themselves are going through a lot of things, so by developing that with interconnection with each other, the character development happens here in this show. So that's, I would say that is pretty good, because like I genuinely, like, like sometimes it's okay, like, like drama and stuff, but I'm not really a big fan of drama that much in that sense. Like I said, some drama is fine, like it adds spice to the story. But then some shows go so much into the drama direction, it gets actually annoying. And that's why a lot of shoujo animes I don't really watch or like, because it goes heavily in the drama direction. Like, it's just like something that just could be resolved by two people talking. They just drag it in some weird ass direction, and it's just annoying, basically. So like, some drama is fine. Like I said, drama is required. It is a spice. But if you just throw all the spice into your food, yeah, that will not be a good food. You need to properly like put it like in a good amount, not just throw everything in. So yeah, but for now, at least, this show doesn't really had any type of drama in that sense. But like I said, it focuses more on the characters, and their past, their situation, and and by that, and then them developing themselves, the character development happens here. So yeah, that's pretty good. And yeah, I like it. Overall, it's a good show. It is a bit slow, I would say. Like I remember, like other people also told me that yeah, this takes time to kind of like kind of start moving, like the plot and everything. So you might feel a little bit like it might feel a little bit slow at the beginning. uh, and yeah, it is a bit slow at the beginning, I would say that. But the final few episodes, I would say the pace was pretty good, like because quite a few things happened which I really appreciated. For example, I really liked the cake episode where Rintaro decided to do something for himself, make cake and give Kaoruko that, and from that he got his own, like like something that he wants to do. Like, and in today's episode 12, we saw that he said that, oh, like making cake makes me feel pretty good, actually, I might actually keep doing this. So by doing that, he found something that he would like to do, that I really liked. This episode as well was pretty good. Like Subaru's section was, I would say Subaru's, every single section with Subaru was pretty damn good. I really liked it because Subaru's situation was pretty, I would say, like a lot of character development happened over there. So everything like Subaru related was pretty good. Today's episode as well, episode 12, was pretty good as well, where Subaru told everyone that I'm afraid of interacting with men and all that. And yeah, and Rintaro's development, like I said, was very good as well. Like he was able to connect with his friends who he was not able to connect with before, before meeting Karuko. In a way, he's able to connect now. They were friends, but they were just friends. That's it. Like he never like talked to them about something or anything. He tried to kind of hide stuff from them, and because of his past, like yeah. But that was good. That was pretty. That whole thing was pretty good of him connecting with his friends and finding true friends in them. So these like things were pretty good. I really enjoyed them. Right. So yeah, and there you go. That was it. That was my reaction to episode 12 and 13, the two final episodes of the season. So yeah, let's see whether they do season 2 in the future. I'm sure they will, because I think they have enough stuff to adapt. Enough source material to adapt, and I'm assuming this show was popular enough for them to continue to a season 2. So it'll probably be a matter of time. But yeah, that is it, guys. Thank you for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, or you haven't subscribed. Comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. And that is it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next anime reaction, the other animes that will be replacing this show. I'll see you guys in one of those shows. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.